Yes, people, we are back. We are live. It is Sunday, the 25th of April. New day, but same old shit going on. Same old stuff going on, and we're going to talk about it today as Spurs wait for a trophy continues. We've got some Spurs fans on that gonna share their pain, and then we've got some City fans that are gonna talk their talk and how happy they are. And but as they said, it's just a normal day. Let me not ramble on and let me introduce my guests, please. Starting with my Man City people. Them Daps.
Hold on,
please.
I need a theme tune. Bear with me.
What is this?
Can you hear that?
You can hear it, but I don't know what tune that is.
You will do. And if you don't, you not hear that?
You can hear it, but I don't think none of us are copying the tune.
None of you like hip hop. Then that's Victory by Diddy and Biggie.
I clocked it. I just didn't know what to say anything. So yeah. Allow it.
Daps, introduce yourself, Daps.
I've got a bottle for you, man, as well. Last time you won a trophy.
Wait, do you know what? Yeah, it's nice knowing you guys.
Daps, man, wait a bit, man. Let them talk their talk first.
Oh, no,
it was too many shots.
Tan, your hair looks nice. Did you get that done for any special occasion at all?
No, just for myself. No special occasion.
Oh. All right, everybody. That's DJ Daps anyway, the host from Never a Foul. I'll introduce him because he doesn't want to introduce himself. Yannicka, please introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, I'm Yannicka. I'm a Man City fan. So I'm happy right now.
Happy times. She's smiling. For those of you that are just listening on the audio, if you see the big smile on Yannicka's face right now, Yan City, she is very happy. But then if you look at Tanya, and she is not pleased at all. Tanya, please introduce yourself.
Yes, Tans, Tottenham fan. Sadly, I took my Tottenham shirt off. I don't know how Patrick's wearing that with chest. I ripped mine straight off, going straight in the bin. So what can I say? Same old. It's the history of the Tottenham. Yep, it's facts.
Oh gosh. Thank you very much. And Pat, introduce yourself.
Do I have to introduce myself? Yeah. What's happening, people? It's your boy Patrick Tyron, aka Young Swaggy Daniels. When you see the T, you see the P. When you see the P, it represents T. Let's
go. Let's go, people. Let's go. He is definitely Tottenham to the death, boy. He's got his Tottenham hat on. He's got his Tottenham t-shirt.
You know what? All jokes aside, I had to rep today because, like I said to you guys backstage, I've been getting barbs and bullets from all angles. And I'm like, wow, why are teams that are like sitting in 10th and 11th and 12th trying to banter me? Teams that ain't even getting to a final this season trying to banter me. Teams that are mid. All right, listen, please get the comments rolling, sense, because I'm ready, boy.
You're ready.
I'm ready. I've got the AK-47, the shotgun, the double pump, boom, boom. I'm ready, man. Because I'm not at it from things that are crap.
You've got the ammo and that, but have you got the bulletproof vest? Are you
listen,
gonna be able to
I can duck and dodge. I can duck and dodge.
You're gonna duck and dive, yeah.
I got that.
Certain man have been saying that Spurs are ducking and diving, winning a trophy. That's what certain man are saying. Not me. I didn't say that.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I give you that.
He doesn't even know how to take the safety off. How you mean?
Everybody, this is Everyone's a Pundit episode 72. And I just want to thank all my guests for joining us today. With the Premier League, let's run through the Premier League results so far. On Friday, Arsenal lost at home 1-0 to Everton. Saturday, midday, Liverpool drew 1-1 in a quite dramatic end to that game against Newcastle. Chelsea beat West Ham 1-0 away from home. Sheffield United beat Brighton 1-0. Then we move on to today and some craziness going on there. Burnley 4, Wolves 0, Burnley 4.
Whoa, was it 4 in the end?
It was 4. It was 4 times. It was 4. And Man United did what Man United do best, and they drew 0-0 with Leeds. Same old, same old. And Aston Villa are currently playing West Brom, and I think it's 2-1 to West Brom at the moment. I don't know if someone is able to update me if that's changed at all.
Still 2-1.
But the biggest game of today, biggest game of the weekend was the Carabao Cup final. The Carabao Cup final, people, and Manchester City won 1-0. They beat Spurs. And to be honest with you, as a neutral watching that game, I just thought, you know what, when City just wasn't able to put away their chances, I was thinking, is it going to be one of them days where it goes to penalty and Spurs go and get that lucky win? And you wouldn't put it past them that happening, but it wasn't to be. I think City obviously were rightful winners. Tan, I've seen you've had some harsh words for Spurs on Twitter. How are you feeling right now being a Spurs fan?
Do you know what? I wouldn't even call it harsh. It's just reality. I think Spurs fans, we need to accept that we are bottle jobs, and these players, they don't have the right to wear that shirt. It's as simple as that. I want to see the basics in football. I want to see my team at least turn up. Man City are a very good team, and all I keep hearing from Spurs fans is, oh, it's City, you can't expect to win. If we've got that mentality, what's the point? And this is the thing with these players. I knew from minute one, you could just tell they're scared. They don't think that they can beat City. Like, it's just not on for me, man. I think the whole thing was a disgrace. We weren't good enough. And you have to look at Ryan Mason, the substitutions that he made. Let's have it right. If it was Jose bringing on Sissoko, I'd be going mad. So I have to keep the same energy there. You know, everything was wrong today. And I can't really say it was defensively. I actually think Dyer made a few important blocks today. Yeah, and I don't think we looked as shaky as we usually do. It was actually going forward. What did we create? You know, Kane hardly had a touch in the first half. I think City, the whole game had about, oh God, the last time I checked it was 15 shots and we had like 2. I weren't keeping track because I was just getting too mad. But honestly, in the first half, City were playing holograms, bruv. It's like we weren't there. We were absolutely dreadful, and that's what winds me up. Do you know what I mean? You can accept losing on the day, right? I get that. But when you just don't even go for it, you don't look up for it. Son today, I don't want to hear anyone saying he's world class. I'm so sorry, but he's not world class. No, he's not. All of these players, they come out and say, oh, you know, we need to improve. We want to win the trophies. Where's the energy on the pitch then? Because I'm telling you, if I could actually ball, I would be given a lot more than they did. Absolute joke. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with it, man. The whole club needs a reset. And maybe we do need to start considering selling Kane. Spurs fans don't want to hear that. But at the end of the day, we've got owners that don't want to spend money. We've got owners that have said, or we've got, you know, people like Alistair Gold who are very close to the club. They've said that we are to get players in, we have to sell. So if that's the case, then who's going to give us the most money, Kane or Son? We've got to let one of them go this summer. It's that simple. But yeah, same old shit, innit? You can tell I'm mad, but I'm just tired of it all, man. It's long being a Spurs fan. I got my pink gin here.
You got it, yeah? Yeah.
Might have to have a sip, you know? Might have to have a sip. I was planning to come on here, yeah, with champers and everything. I was going to do a Callum, yeah? I was going to bring my champers and everything.
Everything.
Honestly, man.
Vintage. Like I said, vintage.
You be quiet. You be quiet.
We're gonna head over to you, Pat. We want to hear your thoughts, and then we'll move on to the City lot. You know, look, Tanya's talked some serious talk there regarding the fact that you have to let Kane or Son go this season to try and move forward, and that the players are bottle jobs. And you know, I have to be honest, I expected a much closer contest today. It was one-way traffic basically for 90 minutes of the game. What did you think?
Yeah, I mean, if I start from the beginning, when I saw the lineup, I wasn't impressed. Yeah, Ryan Mason, so he gets a bly because he's Spurs through and through. But when I saw Harry Winks in the starting lineup, I didn't understand it. I didn't see Bale starting when Bale is definitely one of our most dangerous players. And the fact that Bale has done it in countless finals, this is what you put him here for. This is what we brought him in for. So I didn't really get why he wasn't playing, especially when in the last game, he was probably our best player and he scored a decisive goal that got us back in the game. So, you know, that didn't make sense to me. But I thought, you know what, let me not be negative before a big final, and let's see how it goes. Harry Winks didn't really do much. Defensively, to be fair, we were under the cosh the whole game, but defensively, I thought we were very good.
Yeah,
We were solid. And even though Man City, it was wave after wave of attack, but we actually did our job defensively. So in that respect, Mason's only been with us a week or so. We looked a lot better in that respect. Hugo Lloris looks revitalized. He had a very good game.
Yeah, man of the match for Spurs.
Yeah, for me, he was our man of the match. He kept us in the game with some quality saves, and he was on point. Eric Dyer looked good to me today as well. Obviously Dyer is one that divides opinion, but he did well today and he got in some crucial blocks and his reading of the game was decent. But anyway, I was disappointed that the referee, I think the game was too big for him, and there were some decisions at the beginning which he should have. Both of the Man City defenders, the centre-back, should have got yellow cards early in the game. No matter how early it is in the game, no matter if it's a final, if you're pulling the player back when they're on the break, that's a yellow card. So the fact that he bottled the first Laporte yellow card and then the other yellow card for Diaz, I think it was, that obviously had a big telling in the game going forward. But yeah, Man City were a much better team. They deserved to win. As the game went on and they didn't score, I thought, you know what, maybe this could be our day. You know what I mean? We're going to the 75th minute, 76th, 77th minute. I was thinking, you know what, we might nick this. Kane was starting to come into the game. Obviously, we had a few breaks, but just the final decision making, the final pass, the final ball when we needed it, it wasn't good enough. And it was just one of those, it's always fucking one of those days when you're a Spurs fan, man. And it's just disappointment. Like my son, every time, I mean, he's seen the good side of Tottenham in a sense where, like, when we were growing up, Spurs weren't as good as they are now. So he's seen a better Spurs, but he's never seen us win anything. And it's always disappointing. Do you know what I mean? I've always got to let him down, and it's sad. It's sad.
You're breaking my heart.
It's not you letting him down, Pat.
Yeah, no, but it's my team, innit? I'm just like, fucking up.
But in fact, actually, it is your fault for making him so
exactly. But you know what? I will say this. I agree with Tan. Just I don't want to. I could go on forever, and obviously I want to let everyone else speak. But Son today was MIA. He did nothing. Like, really, every time he had the ball, and I was like, take on your man or do something. He didn't do anything. Do you know what I mean? At least with Kane, we knew he wasn't 100% anyway, but at least he was trying. Do you know what I mean? Kane was running at players. He was trying to make things work, dropping deep, started to dictate and get involved in the game in the second half. But I didn't see nothing from Son. And like you said, Tan, he's meant to be a world-class player. He's meant to be one of the elite Premier League ballers. But if you didn't know anyone and you didn't know Adam, you would say Mahrez is the star player and Son is just anyone. Do you know what I mean? He didn't do anything in that game, man. So yeah, when the chips are down and the game's on the line, these are the times when you need your worldies to step up. And unfortunately, they just don't do it when they need to. So yeah, it's disappointing, man. It's disappointing.
What I would say though, Pat, is why is this echoing? Hold on, this thing. Yeah,
you're back.
Yeah. What I would say is, football's a collective game. Yeah, it's a team game. And especially when you're coming up against a City team who's just been beaten by Chelsea in a semi-final, their tails were going to be up. Do you know what I mean? So you're going to need a collective effort. I think it's a little bit harsh on Son for everybody to say he didn't turn up. Nobody turned up today. Even Kane didn't turn up. So I think you need that collective effort to really all galvanize, because you're not as good as City. So for you to beat City, you need everybody to be on it 110%. Do you know what I'm saying? And it just so happens that you just wasn't. But City were very good. Jan, how happy were you? Impressed was you with City? Because you, as I said, you just got beat by Chelsea in a game which I think Chelsea were quite comfortable. So was you quite, surprised at how well you played today?
To be honest, the lineup that we played against Chelsea is the reason why that game went how it went, if we're being honest. The front three that we played against Chelsea this season can't really hit a barn door. So, yeah, it was always going to be a tough game against Chelsea. I think today the lineup was spot on from Pep. Yeah. I actually agreed with everyone he played. Sterling is out of form. We know that. I thought he was quite good today, considering how he has been. He's not at his best, but considering how he's been this season, I thought it was one of his better games. His confidence is on the floor. You could tell by some of the decisions that he made today. Normally he would go take the goalkeeper on, shoot, that sort of stuff. He wasn't really doing that. He was looking for the pass. And that just says everything about his confidence. So, yeah, I think it was a good performance from Man City. We've got the same problem we're not clinical enough, and it could have cost us. You know, if Spurs were a little bit better today, it could have and probably would have cost us. So City need a striker. I think that's obvious. In the summer, especially with Aguero going. So yeah, I think we were good. I think Spurs were very good defensively, if I'm being honest. Because as much as we weren't taking our chances, they were stopping a lot of a lot of the traffic. They were stopping that, and Lloris was great as well. So yeah, I think City should have done better in terms of taking their chances. And yeah, probably the same for Spurs at the other end, if I'm being honest. But I thought it was a decent performance from Man City.
Yeah, I thought it was, especially that first, as we've said here, City could have been out of sight in the first 15 minutes. I thought that first 15 minutes, you were quite scintillating. But then when I saw that Foden one hit the post, I was thinking, oh, is it one of them days? Is it one of them days? Daps, come true now. You got the floor. What are you saying? What are you saying, Daps? Because I know how you get now.
No,
I know how you get. You're a nervous wreck. You know what I mean? So how relieved were you to see you finally score? Because I know you was getting nervous when it was 0-0.
Do you know what? Firstly, Tan and Pat have just been saved. I've just got a message that's completely changed my mood. I'll be 100, yeah? So that energy that I had a minute ago is just completely gone. But I'm going to try and stay focused and deal with it afterwards.
And put your phone away, man.
Nah, no, real talk. But
letting things come and mess with the energy, man.
I think that Tottenham ultimately today, they look like Tottenham when they played Liverpool in the Champions League final. You know, when someone's done so much work to get there, but then they didn't want to win it today. Kane looked injured. Kane was dropping so deep. So deep, and he was playing on the left a lot as well for some reason. Foden, I think, was unreal. He seems to be getting better every single game. Some of his touches today were just unbelievable. Sterling looked better. He just still didn't look clinical, but Sterling looked better. Sterling was causing problems. I don't think Gundogan had a good game. That's one thing I will say. But I was relieved when we scored because I was fully thinking, do you know what? If this goes to penalties, Jan will admit it. If it goes to penalties, it's a problem for us. big problem. But to be honest, although I didn't know where we were going to score, I didn't even see Tottenham coming anywhere near scoring at any point in the game. They just looked... but like I said, it was just... Jan, were you surprised by Pep's selection?
With the starting lineup? Because you know what? It's weird because I thought he was gonna play a similar lineup to the Chelsea game.
Yeah.
He was fully on PSG. So I'm surprised he went wrong. I think maybe because he went out to Chelsea.
Yeah, I agree.
We had to win this. Plus, it's the FA Cup. It's a better trophy than the League Cup. But we could make history today with this, and we did. Won 4 on the bounce, which is what Liverpool did, and we've actually won the League Cup. I think the same amount of times as Liverpool, which is the most. So I think even though the FA Cup is a better trophy, in terms of Man City, we needed to win this one, probably more in a way, which sounds weird, but that's just the way it is because we needed to match them records. So I think Pep. It seems to be our trophy. I think they're changing the name next season, so we're actually the only ones that have ever won the Carabao Cup, which sounds crazy. It seems to be our trophy. We seem to be able to get over the line. I actually thought today was going to be one of them where it was so much in Man City's favour. Yeah. I actually expected Tottenham to win. I thought Tottenham would come out there, fight, and win. And I actually was, I need to have more faith in my team because they are brilliant. But I just thought it was one of them games where it's so much in our favour that I just thought it was going to go the other way. So
yeah, that's what happens in football, though, isn't it? So I don't blame you for thinking that because I was thinking that was what was going to happen myself. Shout out to Prime. He's came here for tears, and there's not enough tears. He's a savage, Jesus.
Get out of here, Prime. I thought you was feeling sorry for me.
We're grown-ass people. We don't do that. Do you know what I mean? We're built properly. We're not going to
Built
break down like
properly.
Innit,
Son.
our Spurs fans are tough.
Yeah, we're
You gotta
resilient.
be tough.
I tell you what though, Son was in tears, and I'm not
Oh,
even
Bore off with all of that,
Right
man.
now, I'm
Seriously,
saying,
don't get me mad.
I'm not. I don't even care.
Cry some more, mate. Cry some more.
You can't be crying every time and you don't put it. Like, if you leave it all on the pitch and we lose, I get it. But you didn't put it all on the pitch. You didn't leave it all on the pitch. So I don't even want to know about it. I'm sorry.
No, that shit really.
Yeah, that pissed me off even more than the actual performance. Like,
Yeah, that's
late.
really. Yeah.
No, honestly, man, that's nonsense.
Oh, there's a weird echo from here.
Yeah, on your mic. It just, I don't know why these echo comes.
You know what?
Is it me? It must be me.
Can I say something as well? Because I got into a bit of a, I wouldn't say a Barney, but I got into a little bit of a in the Spurs group chat, because when I saw Kane was fit to play, or he's going to be past fit, I wasn't happy, and I said, "Oh, fuck's sake, here we go again." And they was like, "No, man, if Kane's fit, he's going to play. We need him." And I said, "I don't want to see a repeat of the 2019 Champions League final where we're all relying on Kane to play. He's not ready, and he's just wasting space. He's just a body." And it pretty much turned out to be that in the first half. I would have rather he just be honest and just say, "You know what, lads, I'm not really there. Play Mora, play Bale, and we go at it," because you can't play 10 men against 11 good players, no matter who it is. And it was pretty much that again today. Yes, Kane stepped up a bit more in the second half, but every time we were trying to rush him back to save our asses and he does nothing, it's just pointless, man.
You know what?
Yeah.
I disagree with you, you know. I think Kane was one of, apart from your defenders, I think your keeper had a good game as well. But I think Kane was good. I think the problem was Kane was just dropping too deep because he had to, because no one else was doing anything. I think you're expecting Kane to win something for you, but he was still one of your best players.
Yeah, but he was better.
I am expecting him to win something. Yeah, Son and Kane, I'm expecting them to step up today and win the game. Do you know what I mean?
But it's a collective, man.
But I think that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. And I said this on a clubhouse room today. We don't have enough match winners in this team.
Yeah,
I know we're not a City, but I look at City and I just think Foden can win a game from, Sterling can win a game from, Aguero, Jesus. You know, there's an abundance of players.
See how
real. We don't have enough.
Sterling can win a game for us. When?
No,
Sterling can win a game for you lot.
What I mean is, you'll score goals that win you games. For us, it's Son and Kane, and that's it. No one else in our team is scoring goals for us, and especially in our midfield, which for me is a concern. We need an Eriksen replacement. I will keep saying it. Eriksen, we don't realise how integral he was to our team. You know, I know towards the end he wasn't playing great. He wanted to move. Fair enough. But you've got to replace that player. He was key for us. You know, we don't have any goals from midfield. I thought Reguilon again today. I need to get onto this, brother. Because listen, he was awful. I mean, when he let that ball go out, what was he playing at there? Honestly, man, like, this is the thing. Like, he was getting done time and time again. I don't know, man. I'm a bit concerned with him. I can't lie. I don't know if Real Madrid were thinking, you know what, this guy's not that good. You can have him. Man United are laughing because when we beat Man United to sign Reguilon, I was gashed and I was thinking, oh my God, we've actually got a decent player here. We've beaten another club to get a decent player. But I can't lie to you, it's not been good these recent games, man.
Reguilon's good, man. He's just having a bad run. Obviously, he's played a lot of football. It's his first. He's a good player. Like, I can't put. Yes, he had a shit game today. I agree. And when he did that reckless slide challenge, and it was like a yellow card, it was literally in slow motion. There was no way he was getting the ball. He was rattled. He's decent. He's not really the problem. Like you said,
the whole team, man. I'm just fed up with it. I want a reset.
I didn't understand how Ndombele didn't get a minute or two. That didn't make
That's
sense.
what I was going to ask. What do you think the score is with Ndombele? One of you guys.
Go on, Tan, you talk. I've said enough, man.
I'm thinking you talk, mate. I'm suffering here. Do you know what? The Ndombele one is a weird one for me. I mean, I didn't watch the Southampton game. I had other things to do. But I did hear he did have I had to get my hair done. Okay,
my hair did.
I know my hair did. But I heard that he didn't play that great. So I don't know if Mason's just thinking, you know what, I'd rather play players in this game that are going to give us 110%. But for me, it was a massive mistake not playing Ndombele. I think you have to play him, man. And if you are going to take off Lo Celso, bring in Dombele on. I mean,
why is
on Sissoko.
Mate, when I saw that, I went mental because obviously
he was at fault for the goal, wasn't he?
Yeah, that was self-sabotage. That was literally, he was at fault because Laporte got the running on him. Boom, great header. But it was poor defending. And you know these comments about Jose, I don't want to see them. We've been
I don't want to hear that, man.
Jose, we bombed out of the Europa League, we bombed out of the FA Cup. Why do people keep talking about Jose?
Now, you know what? I disagree.
Nah, man. Nah.
Hold on.
Stop it. So go on, Dax. Go on.
From what I've heard, I might be wrong, but apparently one of the reasons you got rid of him is because if you won a trophy or if you finished in the top 4 and then got rid of him, the compensation would be a lot higher than if you got rid of him before you won something and if you're not in the top 4. Now, if that is true, do you not feel like maybe your owner once again, has chose money over a trophy? Because
100%. He's the problem. He's the virus at this football club, and that's why I think I asked the question to Spurs fans: do we need to lower our expectation? Because I've also heard that as well, Dax, and I've heard that apparently he had an argument with Jose because Jose wanted to rest players for the Southampton game that Mason managed last week, and Levy said, League Cup's not important. I want top 4. This is what we've got. This is what we've got to deal with. We've got owners that think winning a trophy isn't important. We've not won a trophy since 2008. The cheek of these owners to think that we deserve to be in a Super League, and we were getting absolutely thrashed by City today. We're not a top 4 club, and you know what? Maybe us not being in we don't deserve Champions League at the minute. I don't even know, man. It's just the owners. They got to look at themselves, because I personally agree with Jose being sacked. I think he should have been sacked sooner.
Yeah, maybe.
But at the end of the day, is it right to sack him before a final? I'm looking at it now thinking, I don't know, maybe it wasn't, because you might as well have just given him the one more game. You might as well have.
It was the right time, man. He was awful. We've been awful. Let's not
we have been awful. Yeah.
And Jose is awful as well. He's not the same guy. Do you know what I mean?
No, he's not.
We wouldn't have seen no different today.
Yeah.
No,
Ryan Mason, we tried to have a go, at least at Southampton. Southampton's the first time in 18 months where we've been behind in a game and actually gone on to win. That alone tells you that Jose is not the answer. So I understand why people are saying this whole Jose could have got you. The Jose nostalgia is still there. But if you look at Jose Mourinho in 2021, he is not the answer, man. He's not the answer at all.
Let me ask Jan a question now. Regarding City, Jan, obviously we're in a situation now where you could possibly, you're going to win the Premier League. You've won the Carabao Cup now. And it was the Premier League done from long time.
Do you dreaming? Don't deny it. Say that again. No, you've been dreaming these last 10 days. You've been dreaming.
You can't suck me in, mate. You can't suck me in. I'm out of this one. But do you think that a win like today, fourth year on the trot, would this give these guys the push to now go on and get the Champions League done? Because this is the big one for you lot now.
Obviously it's gonna give us confidence going into that game. I think we definitely, on the back of sort of a loss to Chelsea and a loss to Spurs, that wouldn't set us up brilliantly for the Champions League. So the only concern now is that because of the way the game went, we didn't. If we went 2-3-0 up in the first half, which we could have done on another day, Pep would have been able to rest some players, whereas that didn't happen. So they're going to be a little bit tired going into that PSG game. I think Man City are tired anyway. We played so many games this season, and that's why, as much as I didn't want to go out to Chelsea, we put one of the games out, and you could see against Chelsea how tired we were. And I think it's just one of them. I think the fewer games that we have now towards the end of the season, the better. We've still got to play PSG twice, so that won't make a difference, because even if we go through, it's only one more game, and that's after the season's ended, so that won't matter. But I think it puts us in a good position. We need to be more clinical against PSG. We're not going to get that many chances. We have to be clinical. We have to defend well as well. So it's going to be a tough game for us. In relation to what people are saying about Jose, I agree. I think Jose was the sort of manager that I would have feared to play against. that being said, I think a lot of people are just assuming that if he was there, he would have won.
Yeah.
And saying he's never lost the League Cup final. Well, Pep's won the last 3 in a row.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it's not like Man City haven't won it before, and he has. You know, we have won the last 3 in a row. So
Jan, 4 in a row. 4 in a row.
Yeah, 4 now, but I mean, before,
it was 3 before today.
So it's like, you know, if you look at Man City in finals, our record is really good. Pep's is really good. I know he has lost 1 final before to Jose, but that was that Real Madrid team who were, you know, very, very good at the time. So I don't know, like, who knows? We're never going to know now. But I just think the people that are sort of assuming he would have definitely won it, I'm not so sure. You know, we've beaten some big teams to win the Carabao Cup. It's not, people say we get easy fixtures. You know, there's been Chelsea in there, Arsenal, Liverpool. These are the sorts of teams that we have beaten to win this trophy. So yeah,
Man United this season. Man United. Semis, Man United.
Yeah, United, yeah. So there's been quite a few teams that we've beaten that, you know, like people would say are difficult for us. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. We're never going to know because he's not the manager. But I just think the people that are saying he definitely would have won it 100%.
No, Jose's washed. Like the people keep saying,
no, he is.
Jose lost 10 league games already this season. That's the most he's ever lost. Like every single wrong stat, Jose's broken at Spurs. So I don't want to hear all this. Jose would have done this. Jose would have done that. This isn't Jose from 2015 or 2012 or 2002. This is Jose in 2021. He's done. He's washed. He had to go.
But
Me, I would have him after the Europa League. After we crashed out of the Europa, we should have got rid of him right there.
But the thing where I have an issue though is where these players need to get a lot of criticism is that I heard these players, they celebrated in the gym when Jose got sacked. Fair enough. That's what you wanted, yeah? Cool. Now you've got Ryan Mason. You know, the toxicity is gone, right? The terrorist is gone, yeah? Why are you still not performing on that pitch when it matters? And I'm tired of it. I am tired. Semi-finals, we keep doing it. We did this under Poch. Because let's be honest about it, yeah? That Champions League final, the Liverpool one, yeah? The whole season we weren't playing that great. It papered over craps. Why do we keep doing this? This is why I'm saying I feel like we need a massive, massive change at this football club, man. And people will say the owners, unfortunately, we can't get rid of them. We need to just get some new players in and get a manager that's going to, you know, get us playing in the right system and get us playing this in a way that's going to make us win games. Because at the minute, I just watch us. And for me, I don't know about Jan and Daps, yeah, but and even you, Semps, yeah. When you're watching Tottenham, I don't know what the identity is at the moment. I don't know what the style of play is. I just think we look like a group of individuals on the pitch. We don't play as a team. And I don't know, we can't carry on in this vein, man. We can't carry on like this. And I can't keep seeing us lose final after final, semi-final after semi-final. If that's what this club want to accept, then we have to accept we're not a top club. It's as simple as that. Lower the expectations, because I'm not doing it to myself anymore. I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. I'm supporting PSG. Might as well.
Oh, cheers. Cheers for that.
Oh yeah, come on PSG. No, I'm joking. I'm trying to through before people come for me.
Just following on from what Tanya said, Daps. Where do Spurs go from here? Because Tanya did say on her rant on Twitter that they need to hit the reset button. Obviously, it's not that easy. So where do they go from here now in terms of, is it the manager? Is it the players? What do they do, man?
Well, let's be 100 from the top to the bottom, yeah? This time last week, Tottenham fans were twerking, thinking Levy had pulled off a sensational move and somehow got them qualification every season into the best European, right? Yeah. This time last week, literally, Tottenham fans were having a party, right?
Oh, not me.
I know. No Tottenham fan was
Tottenham fans were slyly acting like they were irritated, but deep down they were thinking, "How has Levy?"
Oh, that's rubbish.
Man.
Now, and then they got rid of Jose. They're thinking things are getting better. Oh my God, we're going to get all this money. A week later, so I think there's a complete change. I don't think you're going to get rid of Levy. You need a manager. I mean, come on. It's not really fair on You called him Ryan Mason. Pep called him Brian Mason. Yes.
Yeah, that just tells you everything, man. The disrespect.
Brian Mason.
Brian Mason, you know.
Pep loves
You know
to
what, though? If you say Ryan in a Manchester accent, sometimes it can sound like
Yeah,
Brian.
it can be like
Oh,
Ryan.
really?
He obviously said Ryan Mason, and he's heard it as Brian Mason. That's what I think. Because when I said it in my accent, I kind of like it does sound a little bit like Brian. But
Did you see at one point where Sky put up the stats of head to head, and like he's played 2 games, Pep's
I know,
played 698.
They was on banter. They was on banter. That was the only reason that they could do that. That was silly.
And I swear he was trying to dress like Pochettino as well today. As well.
Stop
Leave
it.
him alone. I won't have any Mason slander. Leave him alone.
But joking aside, you can't have him as your manager for starters.
Oh,
right?
hell no. Hell
Yeah,
no.
mate. He's interim. Interim.
And if I'm being 100, your team, it's not very good.
No, it's not. I've come to realize that now, man. We can't. The thing is, I think a lot of Spurs fans, we're accepting a bit of mediocrity, and I think we're gassing up a lot of players that aren't good enough. Like Lo Celso, I want to give him time, because he's been very injury prone. I don't think he's had enough games to really say, is he a good player or is he not a good player? But from what I've seen of him, he's not good enough. And I just feel like when you look at other clubs like Chelsea, I personally want to be like a Chelsea, in my opinion. I know people criticize and saying you can't keep sacking managers, right? And, they spend X amount of money, but they're ruthless. I want that at my football club. We just accept cheap options. We just accept, you know what? A manager will go to Levy. I want player A. You'll give him player Z. That's what we're like. It's a joke, man.
And that's why you were twerking for. That's why you were twerking for the Super League.
I was not twerking for it. Oh, man. Why did I agree to do this, honestly, man? Why? I should be in my bed crying right now.
You thought you was gonna you slyly, like Pat, thought you was gonna win today. That's why you thought you was gonna be able to come up with a campaign.
I had a bit of hope. I'm not gonna lie to you. You saw me right earlier in my Tottenham show. I was like, come on, boys, let's see some armpits. I was a bit confident because I just thought a part of me did think, you know what, Jose, I don't think he was good for the dressing room. He must have got. It just must have become so toxic and hostile that Levy had to cut ties. I thought Ryan Mason, okay, they look like they're playing for him. He's saying all the right things. Of course, I'm going to be a little bit hopeful. I'm going to think, you know what, the boy's actually going to perform, but more for me, innit? For me.
I thought we was going to win today, man. I can't lie. And I said that. I put it out there. So, but it didn't go to plan. We weren't good enough. So
top 4 soon come, yeah? Top 4 soon come.
One top 4, man. It's done.
Off the bounce of this, I thought maybe it was possible. Obviously, we didn't win today, so I don't think that's going to happen. But we're getting the top 6, and then we just take it from there next year. Get a proper manager in, and we go again. It's one of them.
Right. People, everyone watching, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. It's Yan City. Let me know what you think about this now, because obviously City need a striker. Yeah. And we've got a bad boy striker playing at Spurs who needs to leave and win trophies. Now, the only team that you're guaranteed to win trophies at in the Premier League is Man City. That's the reality of the situation. Not even Liverpool.
Sorry. With that scarf on, can you say that one more time, please?
Quiet your noise, man. Quiet your noise. I don't need to repeat myself. Everybody heard what I said. Everyone heard what I said. Do you think it's possible that you guys could go in for Harry Kane?
I do think it's possible. He wouldn't be my first choice. I've been very vocal about that, and people have been on my neck.
He wouldn't be.
I do rate Harry Kane. He is the best striker in the league right now. Obviously, Aguero being at the end of his career. But yeah, he has been, and he puts up good numbers. I can't argue with that. He scores in games. I think Harry Kane. The thing that Man City need is we're literally winning the league right now without a striker. We do need a striker, but the way we play, we have been okay. The way we are right now. I think Man City need to buy a player that not only can win the league, but can make us real competitors in the Champions League. That's why PSG bought Mbappe and Neymar. They didn't buy Mbappe and Neymar to win them the French league. They were winning that already. They've bought the sort of players that go into a Champions League final. and you expect them to do something. You know, whether they do or not depends on the day or how lucky they are or unlucky or whatever. But I think Man City need that player. And for me, like, I rate Harry Kane. I think Harry Kane will win us the league. I don't know whether he would win us the Champions League. That's what I don't know. I haven't seen anything so far that tells me that he would. I'm not saying that he couldn't, because he has the quality. But I haven't seen it so far. So for me personally, I don't know, for the amount of money that he's going to cost, I think I would rather go for someone that's either younger, like a Haaland, or go for someone that is the real deal, like an Mbappe, you know. That's just me personally. If we got Harry Kane, you know, I can't complain. You know, he is a quality player. But yeah, I just think I haven't seen enough yet that makes me think, yeah, Harry Kane would definitely win us the Champions League final. Because even Aguero, who is that clutch player, hasn't done it so far, you know, hasn't got us there. So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't turn my nose up at him. I just think the amount of money he's going to cost, the age that he is, the injuries that he's had, I just think he wouldn't be the best option for Man City. That's me personally. But yeah, if we got him, I'm not going to complain, because he is a quality player. So
fair enough. Daps, what do you say to what Jan said?
I'm the same, but for me as well, the big thing for me is that, see, when we bought Aguero, he was what, 21?
Yeah.
And City have got a thing where generally they buy players under the age of 25, right? They've said they will, for the right person, maybe break that. But when they're saying for the right person, they're meaning that is a global superstar. Because we're doing everything we can in England to be as big as we can be in England. We want to be bigger globally. Kane, however big a player is globally, he's not big enough, right? And so there's that. But secondly, we need to, like, Pep is likely to leave in 2 years' time, yeah? Pep can't be leaving with our main player being nearly 30 and ankles that are gone, right? And furthermore, Levy's not going to let, even though he's got them ankles and his age, Levy's not going to let him go for no bit part money. He's still going to want Mbappe money for someone that's like 28 and injured. So that, for me, however, Kane is suited to you, man, that urgently just want a trophy, bruv. That he's suited to you lot.
Don't try and bring me in. I've already told you. You can't suck me in, bruv. You can't bring me in.
Bruv, you did it with Van Persie. You tried to do it with Sanchez. You'll try to do it with Kane. You're just clutching, bruv. So that we'll leave Kane to you. I don't really know, because Haaland, maybe João Felix, maybe Martinez, maybe Lukaku. I wouldn't say no to, but
Lukaku.
Wait, you three, you can have that one win today, yeah. You can have that one win. Okay.
We've got to take them when we can, boy. We've got to take them when we can. Stay off them magnums. You're sipping too many already. It's too
wait, bruv, I was going to ask if you not want to come and collect the empty bottles.
Oh, mate.
Stop it.
Oh my gosh, laughs and jokes.
He's
jokes
not
and
going
laughs,
Chelsea,
right,
man. Get over it.
This is mad. This is mad. Stay with Timo Werner, man. Stay with him.
Prime is beating that drum hard, you know. When it don't happen, he's gonna be hurt.
He's gonna be gutted, man.
I feel like, joking aside, I feel for Kane, man, because he looks like a one-man army, playing when he's injured, and even if he wants to move, I don't feel he's going to get the move.
You know what? I don't feel for Kane. He shouldn't have played today. I said it. I keep saying it. He shouldn't have played today, and he shouldn't have played in the Champions League final. We would have been better off with him not playing. Be honest and just take one for the team, because you've actually hurt us. You're actually detrimental to the team.
You were defending Reguilon, and now you're going at team.
No, because it's real though, isn't it? If you're not 100%, then don't step up. It's a final, so one-off game. You want everyone to be at it and 100%. And when you're not 70%, you're 70%, 80%. That means you're having to be carried, and we can't afford to carry people. Not as good as the team. No, I'm not having it, man. He's done it twice.
Kane was carrying your team today.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. No, he didn't have
the best of games, but but he did a lot more than the likes of Son. You know, he still stepped up. He still tried something.
Because Mora was getting the ball and running at players and causing problems. I genuinely believe if we had Bale on and Mora was dropping deeper, we would have been more effective than having to Kane, who wasn't really at it until minute 50, 60, because he's not really. Yeah, man, that's my opinion anyway. I don't believe that Kane was pretty much on it, and I think that he hurt our chances. You know, saying that he was 100% when he wasn't.
Okay. I do feel sorry for Kane as well, though. Like, just to follow up on what Dax was saying, because he's kind of trapped in a way. Because you know, Daniel Levy, he is going to demand a ridiculous fee, and then it's going to get to a point where a club isn't, like Jan has already said, they're not going to pay that much money for a guy of his age. He is quite injury prone, so he's just going to be in a position where he's going to be forced to stay, and then we're left with an unhappy Kane. So it's not great. I wouldn't want to be in that position, to be honest with you. I think, look, it all depends. I don't know what club is going to have the money to get Kane in, but I feel for him, man. He deserves trophies. He really, really does. And I actually think if he was at a City, it's scary the amount of goals he would score, because let's be honest, Tottenham, I don't think we are a great side. Can you imagine if he was in a better side? Honestly, the numbers, it would be outrageous.
Yeah.
It'd be outrageous, but I don't know, man. You have to see what happens.
And if I was to chime in, I would say, whilst I agree with what Jan was saying about Kane and he's not turned up in finals or semi-finals and stuff, but again, we have to recognize that he's not playing for an elite club or an elite team. Do you know what I'm saying? He's not. You played against Liverpool when you weren't as good as Liverpool. So again, you need that collective effort, and you didn't get it. You didn't get it again today. So I think if you put a Kane in a Manchester City team, he is someone that can win you the Champions League.
Yeah, 100%
is what I'm getting at, because he has all the tools. And when you're talking about winning that Champions League, you're just talking about just that one chance, you know. And Kane is a player that you give him one chance, he can finish that one chance. Left foot, right foot, header, volley, it doesn't matter, outside of the box.
Or he'll pick a pass and find someone on the run. Or
man.
Exactly.
He's the real deal.
So I think in a Man City team, where you do create chances, he will be a madness in that team. But he's going to cost too much money, and that's why I don't think he will go to City, because City just don't spend that type of money. So, boy, maybe he does come to Old Trafford. Get me. Anyway, man, final words then, Tanya. Final words on Spurs. What do you want to just close off with?
I feel like I've said it all, really. There's massive question marks about the future of the football club at the moment. I don't really know what direction we're going in. I just think we need to get the management appointment right. I think this board owe it to us, because this whole saga with the Super League, you need to make sure that you appoint the right manager, and you got to make sure that you back the manager that comes in. And we want to see some of these players moved on. I'm not expecting us to get rid of 9 players all at once, but I do not want to see these same players at the football club. So it's a massive, massive summer. And for the rest of the season, I mean, there's nothing left now. I think top 4's done. It was done for a while deep down. I wanted us to win this trophy. We've not done it. You know, we're out of the Europa League. So I don't know, maybe just win the last couple of games of the season, end strong. And yeah, we got to get this appointment right. I'd love to see a Nagelsmann come in. That is who I want personally. But whether we get him, it's another story, because if I see Nuno or Southgate at this football club, see you later, mate. See you later. I'm being serious. The names I've seen, if we get Southgate or Nuno, that is it. I want Nagelsmann, a Ted Hag. Do you know what? Even Ancelotti, I think we missed the boat there with Ancelotti. I think he was available when Jose was
none of these
available.
old managers that have done it.
No, don't sleep on Ancelotti, Patrick, man. Don't sleep on him. Don't sleep on him.
Your Ancelottis, your Joses, and your Allegris, none of that. Like you said, I want a young, exciting manager that plays on the front foot, and can also develop and coach. We need a developer, a coach, because it's not crazy. We're not going to go out and spend as much as the other guys. So we need someone that can spot talent and bring them through, which is why a Nagelsmann or a Ten Hag. I've even said it. People laughed at me. I think Graham Potter is a low key.
No, I'm not too sure though.
Listen, if Brighton. The amount of chances that Mopé misses a game, oh my god! If Brighton had a decent striker, they would be a good team, man.
No, Graham Potter, I can't lie.
He's a good manager, man.
But if we're trying to sign a player,
you're not even letting me land.
If we're trying to sign a player,
you lot are making me laugh. He's a good manager, honestly.
No,
he's a very good manager.
We're gonna have.
You haven't even taken off, bruv. How you mean? You're not even taken off with that new boy.
No, man, I can't be having Potter, man. What is this? We've got Voldemort and then we're going to have Harry Potter, literally. No,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that I want him. He's not my first choice, but I do think he's a low-key, he's a good manager. Listen, Graham Potter at Arsenal would do bits. That's all I'm saying. Like,
I'm done. This guy,
You're killing me, man.
Oh, Pat, your last words, because we got a comment here. Since 2008 now, man, and obviously,
Dash again. He's always coming in saying,
but
thanks for reminding us.
not so much just that, but again, where do you go from here now? How did the players pick themselves up for the remaining games? Because obviously the season's basically done now for you now.
I just hope they're as professional as they can be. Obviously, today was devastating, but we just got to, like Tan saying, finish strong, win all our games, and then see where that ends up. We just want to finish in the top 6. If there's an outside chance of the top 4 because other teams drop points, you never know. And then you just go again. Like you said, we need to get the appointment right in the summer, and then we build from there, man. There's not much else you can do right now, innit? You just got to win your games. Hope some teams slip up. Leicester have got some tough games. Chelsea have got their eye on the Champions League, and they got some tough games as well. And then we just see what happens from there. We got an outside chance, but we need to
Patrick, please don't.
No. I'm not saying we will. I'm not saying we will. But if you win your games, you just let the rest, take care of itself. That's all you can do, innit? What else?
To be honest, you know what? With these group of players, there's an echo. With these group of players, right? Some of them, they've been at this Champions League final, they've been at these semi-finals, and it's another final they've lost. For me, we've got to get rid of them, man.
Yeah.
We've got to get rid of them because it's too many times. How many times do they need to pick themselves up again? Do you know what I mean? That's why I'm saying I think we need to consider selling Son or Kane. I really do. Son looked broken. I mean, don't know why he's crying for. I think he needs to man up a bit, crying when you put in an absolute stinker. But anyway, we need to move some of these players on. Huh?
You wanted to see armpits, you got to smell it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on from this game.
Anyway,
It was, you know what? Man. Shout out to Man City. It's a good achievement to win.
Man City, to be fair, better team won. Man City were classy. They're a brilliant team, man. And you got to give respect and credit where it's due. So credit to you guys.
Definitely. So if we was to move on now to. We'll whiz through these lot because there's not really much more to talk about now. But the top four race is heating up a bit. It's not as clean cut as what some people will think. Prime, you're in the comments. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this because Chelsea look like they're in pole position. But have you not seen Chelsea's fixtures?
Exactly, and that's why
the end.
They got some tough games, man.
All right. They got Fulham, which you would expect them to win, but then they've got Man City, they've got Arsenal, they've got Leicester, they've got Aston Villa, I believe. Like that's not.
You know what? The way I'm looking at Chelsea right now, and I don't think that's tough games for them. I really don't, because for me,
in between that, they've got Real Madrid home and away. So
I get that. But what I'm saying is, they've beaten City this season. They'll beat Arsenal. I just think under Tuchel, they're a different animal. I know that at times, I'll admit, I don't think they're the most entertaining to watch, but I've watched them and they don't look like losing. They look very strong defensively. I think they look a lot better attacking wise. I think Werner's actually starting to come into his own now. So for me, I look at it and I'm like, is it really tough fixtures? I think they could at least get a draw in the City game. They'll beat Arsenal. Villa, they'll beat them. Fulham, they'll beat them. I think Chelsea are in that top 4. I really do. They've got the squad and they've got the manager. So I don't see them really slipping up anywhere, to be honest with you. I think they've you know, they've beaten Liverpool as well this season. I think they'll be fine.
Jan, do you think the same?
Yeah, I did think Chelsea would get top 4. I think in terms of how they've been under Tuchel, like they've probably been better in the harder games than they have in games that are a bit easier. So,
True.
You know, if they do drop points, it'll probably be to Fulham rather than like a Man City or someone like that. So, yeah, I think. I think
You tell him.
I think that West Ham game, if the West Ham game went the opposite way, then maybe not. But yeah, I think that West Ham game, the minute they won that, I think that's
Yeah, you know what? I'd say don't sleep on a team that's fighting for their life. Fulham will go in there with nothing to lose and everything to gain. I think Chelsea, don't get me wrong, Chelsea are a good team and they look really good, but I can't see them all as W's. They're going to drop some points here or there, especially when, you know, you're in a Champions League semi-final. That takes precedence right now for me. If you win, you're in the final. So I don't think it's going to be as clear-cut as you lot are saying. They're going to drop points.
But it's a sticky one for them because if they don't win the Champions League and they do drop out of the top 4,
I know.
Europa League football, it's in limbo.
It's tough, man. Because when you're in the Champions League semi, you got to go for it, innit? You got to go for it.
Yeah, and I guess Liverpool really haven't got nothing else to play for, really, have they?
No.
Liverpool got Man United next. They got Southampton. They got West Brom, Burnley, and Crystal Palace. So you would look at Liverpool's games, and on paper, obviously, on paper doesn't give you 3 points, but on paper, it would say there that they've got a real chance of actually nicking this top 4. Like you say, Chelsea do play Real Madrid in between. Daps, what are your thoughts on that?
I love it. That's all I can. The fact that Liverpool, have nothing to play for. The fact that Arsenal have very little to play for. That just brings a big smile to my face.
Arsenal got a lot to play for, man. They got a Europa League final to get to.
You know what? However much it kills me, I can't see them, even if they do get there, which I have a feeling they won't. I can't see them beating you, man.
Yeah,
so,
but they've got the upper hand on us at the moment. We ain't been able to beat Arsenal for a little while, man. You know,
you better, mate. If you get them the final, listen, you better
get there. Oh my god, I will literally delete my Twitter account.
Delete me full stop. Like I won't exist, mate.
Imagine the way they came for me today, and they're like in 10th. If they win, I'm finished.
Do you know what's funny? When we lost to Chelsea, like I had Arsenal fans laughing at me because Man City bottled the quad. I was like, are you for real?
It's crazy.
They're a shameless bunch, Jan. They are shameless.
They're
bunch.
Interesting, that's for sure. They're interesting.
Like even Lauren in the comments, pick up Lauren. She's got so much chest for Arsenal. We ain't even got onto you lot. You lot lost 1-0 at home to Everton.
The cheek of these lot. Leeds are above them in the league, and they're talking Leeds United, you know. And no disrespect to Leeds are above them. That says it all. Nah, Arsenal fans are mental. They really are.
I can't even get at them today, man.
I tend to agree with you, but for me, top 4: City, United, Chelsea. I think Leicester are going to do it this year as well. I think that's the top 4 for me.
Fair enough.
That's the top 4 for me. I think Chelsea are nailed on. Chelsea, and next season Chelsea are challenging.
Yeah. I think that's a fair shout.
Yeah, I think they're going to challenge next year. They're going to go in the transfer market and they're going to pick up more players. And they've got a manager who's doing top well at the moment.
Yeah, man. Their manager's proper.
Yeah, he is. He's legit.
What are your thoughts? Because obviously I know Patrick's thoughts. I've heard him many times. Daps, Jan, and Tanya. What are your thoughts on the project going on at Arsenal then with Arteta? Do you believe that he should be given time? Because, you know, we always talk about managers need time. Has he been, you know, have we seen enough to think that he can get it right? Tanya, what do you think?
Do you know what? I've been a bit torn with Arteta because I can sympathise with him a little bit. I don't think he has a great team. you know, there's a lot of players in there that I think still need to be moved on. I think Arsenal fans can acknowledge that. And of course, it's not his fault that he's been appointed. He's inexperienced, but I think a lot of Arsenal fans are holding on to the fact that he won them the Community Shield and the FA Cup. But I think this season, especially, 13 losses? I think for a club like Arsenal, it's not good enough. And of course, he's still got a lot to prove. I think if he does win the Europa League, definitely give him another season. But I think the fans are starting to turn on him now. And I mean the fans that were actually Arteta in, because, you know, the defeats just keep on coming. There's been a lot of disappointing performances from Arsenal this season. I think players like Aubameyang haven't been at it. Lacazette, he's been very hit and miss. You know, defensively, there's always question marks. So I think Arteta, he's not out of the doghouse yet. If he wins the Europa League, I think give him another season. But I don't know, man. I am starting to question whether he is the right manager for them. I don't think he's ready, but he's still got them to a semi-final. So if he wins that, you know, you have to trust the process, innit? Trust the process. But if I was an Arsenal fan, I'm not sure if I would be trusting it. I'm not sure. Because when you look at the Everton game, you know, starting Nketiah over Martinelli, I don't know what the issue is there. He does make a few questionable decisions. But as I say, Arsenal are a club who have got so many issues, like Tottenham. It's hard to really just pinpoint it on him. So I don't know. I mean, I hope he stays. I don't want them to get a good manager because then they might improve. So I'm Arteta in, baby. Let's go.
Jan, you obviously Arteta was under Pep at City. Do you see any similarities in the way Arsenal play to the way you lot play?
I don't know about that. I think that Arteta will be a good manager. I think that job is far too big for him. You know, the players that they've got right now, they're not. He's not taken over a team where they're close to the Premier League. You know what I mean? He's taken over a team that are not close. So yeah, I think he's going to always struggle with that as his first job, like Lampard did with Chelsea.
It's a pressure as well. It's a pressure that comes with them jobs. Like, it's too much. The fans are expecting too much too soon for a club that's so far away.
Yeah, I think he will be a good manager in the future.
Yeah, good.
I could see, you know, in 10 years' time, people talking about Arteta as a good manager, but I think the job was too big, too soon, didn't have experience, you know. Obviously, Pep is, for me, the best, but yeah, it's still too much. To go from Pep's number 2 to having Arsenal, I think even Pep would struggle with Arsenal with the players that they have right now. So yeah, I think it's too much, and I think they'll probably have to get someone in that's a little bit more experienced if they want to sort of challenge. So yeah, I think it's difficult for him. I do feel a bit sorry for him. I think he's shown signs that he's a good manager. He's won trophies already, which not every manager can do. So
exactly.
it's, you know, he has shown signs, but I think it's just too big a job. Unless the owners are going to invest properly in that team and get him players that he needs to be able to be successful, he's always going to struggle. So.
Daps, how long do you think that Arteta has to get it right there at Arsenal?
If he wins the Europa League, then he's definitely got another season at very least. Because the fact is, it's like however bad their season has been, they'll win the Europa League. That's a recognised good trophy, yeah. So, and he's got them. He's got them European football again next year.
And if he doesn't win the Europa League, and they finish where they are at the moment, say 10th.
Yeah, they'll replay. You know what? What Arsenal always do is they do something to keep the fans just about on side. So if he doesn't get them European football, all they have to do is get rid of him, bring a new manager in, release a new kit. The fans are happy. Repeat.
Man said release a new kit, you know.
Listen, it's regular. They can have a piss poor season, yeah, but then they win their last 3 games, release a kit, and buy a player that's got a YouTube. Now it's doing it on me. that's got and sign a player that's got a good YouTube role, and they're good. That's all they need, and they're happy again.
But honestly, man, what
God.
do you know? What? Yeah, Partey. He's got to be on something, man. Because how can you be leaving Atletico Madrid to join Arsenal? And I'm sorry, I mean that with every. Well, actually, I do mean it disrespectfully. Why would you leave Atletico to go to Arsenal? I don't get it. I actually don't get it. But
he's been a shag as well. He's actually been really poor this season, man. Yeah. For someone that come in and do bits, he's actually been.
Well, considering they made a music video, listen, I was expecting him to be Messi. Do you know what I mean?
I'm so proud of my club, you know. I'm so proud of my club that we sign players due to their mentality and not their commercial value. I'm so happy with my club that we look at the mentality of players, whereas Arsenal and certain other clubs, United do it a little piece as well, to be fair, sign these players that have good commercial value and like to be fashionable. We sign professionals that want to win things.
Yes, Daps. Yes. can't even argue. I got no comeback to that boy. Pat, what are you saying about who you call it? Arteta. I know you want to say something.
Oh, now you know what? I'm going to keep it because we lost today. You know, and obviously the Arsenal boys have been waiting for us to slip up so they could get onto me. So you know what? Fairs, isn't it? Fairs. But yeah, I mean, to lose to Everton in that manner as well, and the goal was comical. Like the actual own goal from Leno, it was a comedy of errors. So we'll see where they finish. But if they finish 10th and they don't secure the bag by winning the Europa League and getting European football, that is a really poor season. And I think that'll be their worst Premier League season in history since the Premier League started. So for them to go, because, we all banter and throw jibs and jabs and this and that, but Arsenal are a big team. They're considered one of the elite teams. And for them to finish 10th and this rapid decline over the last 6, 7, 8 years, they're in trouble, man. They're in trouble, and it's clear, innit? I know all the fans will say, "Oh, we got to give Arteta time. We got to do this. We got to do that." But they're a club at the moment. Unless they win this Europa League, they're actually going nowhere. So, that's what I'll say. Really, we'll see how the season finishes because crazy things have happened. But yeah, at the moment, they're not really doing that well. Think about Emery, and that's a really good point, man. Emery was really disrespected, considering. Yeah, like he was a good manager, and I'm really hoping he gets one over on them just to actually humble the fans. Because
I'd love that.
Yeah, that was just for him as well. Because the way he got disrespected, the guy was a winning coach. He came in there. I know he didn't do, but we all say he didn't do too well. But if you look at his stats compared to Arteta's, he wipes the floor with Arteta, and they've arguably got a better team now than they did back then, which is actually funny. So, yeah, man, it's quite interesting.
So what do we think happened? Wow, this echoing business. Can you hear me properly now? Yeah,
I can hear you.
We know what's going to happen with Arsenal. They've just basically got to win the Europa League. So we're going to have to see what happens with that. Liverpool are the current Premier League champions, and they're not going to be for much longer. Yeah, and what do you think has happened to Liverpool this season? And, where do you think they go from here now? Because obviously a lot of their fans are upset about the money not being put into the club to improve the squad. Do you think that it's literally just the Gomez and Van Dijk situation, or do you think that the problem is bigger than that?
I think it's interesting because they won the league at sort of the end of probably the team that they've got to reign, because especially going forward, you don't tend to have the same sort of front three.
Yeah,
for many years, people refresh them, and we've seen teams that have won the league, consistently. They have changed their front three. Man City have had quite a few. Aguero's been the only real constant in that. So yeah, we've had quite a few. So I think they're probably going to have to refresh. I think Mane has been really poor this season. Salah hasn't been at his best. Obviously, goals-wise, he's still putting in goals. He's still doing that. Firmino, I think he's been a little bit exposed this season because last year, because they were winning games, no one really cared that he wasn't scoring, 20 goals a season. But because they're now struggling to score is being noticed a little bit more. Jota came in. Jota was really good because I always say when you win the league, you need to buy players. You can't just keep the same squad and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And they brought in Thiago, who is a fantastic player. Don't think he's quite set for that Liverpool. I think he would have worked better in like a Man City, personally. But he's still a quality player. And Jota, who came in like a house on fire. So I actually thought when they were top of the league, even with the injuries they had, I thought, oh, maybe, I didn't expect them to go back to back, but I thought maybe they've got a chance. And obviously they started the season well. Well, they started okay. And then Van Dijk got injured. But even before that, like that 7-2 against Villa, Van Dijk was on the pitch. So I think the form fallen off a little bit before that happened. I think the injuries just made everything worse. And I think that's why they are so poor this season. But yeah, I think there's a lot of elements into it. I would expect Klopp to come back fighting. People were telling me he was better than Pep. Pep doesn't lose the league and then just give up the next season. So and I think he will. I think he will. Liverpool will be up there next season. I think they'll probably sell Mane or Salah, and they'll probably bring in some fresh legs. And who knows? I expect them to be up there fighting next season. They're already buying a defender. They'll have Van Dijk back. So yeah, I expect Liverpool to challenge next season. But yeah, I think the issue with them is that they won their trophies sort of in the 4th, 5th year of these players, where normally you win it in the 1st, 2nd, and then they've got years to come. So I think they need to refresh a little bit. And yeah, I'd expect them to challenge next season. I do think Chelsea will be the strongest next season, just because these new players will settle in.
Yeah.
I expect Man City to be up there. I don't know if we'll win it again, but I expect us to be up there. You never know with the other teams. Man United might buy a striker or something like that. So yeah, it's gonna get harder next season. That's all I will say. So yeah, but I do expect them to come back.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Pat, Liverpool, 146 shots, 42 on target, 4 goals, Premier League record at home in 2021. I know some Liverpool fans that were heavily focused on Gomez, Van Dijk. Like Jan said, that 7-2 defeat, Virgil van Dijk was on the field. I think they've got problems going forward. And you even mentioned it earlier when you was talking about Thiago. 2 more passes and all of that because he's come in and he's not really set the world alight. So what do you think their problems have been?
I just think that attacking wise, they haven't had that same vim or that same, like last year they were just electric and everything dropped for them and everything was right. This year, I think you're seeing they're not really playing with that team unit. Like the Salah, yes, his numbers are really good, but he's very selfish. Like when I watched the game yesterday, there was two chances where he could have slipped in Mane and he didn't. And Mane was pissed with him and you could see it. They just don't seem to be playing for each other. It's just all about individual numbers and stuff. Mane's definitely dropped off it this year. Firmino, like Yana said, has been exposed. I don't know, man. They're just not clicking. So I think John JB posted a stat in one of the groups saying that they've actually got the worst conversion record at home this year in the Premier League. Like their shot conversion record is
2.74.
Yeah, like it's just
the Premier League.
It's crazy. Like that just shows that it's mad. When Jota came in at first, he hit the ground, he hit the ground running, and he was really basically papering over the cracks. I don't know, man. It's weird because obviously they got a quality front three, a quality front four. The midfield doesn't really create. They always get their width from the wing backs. And again, Trent Alexander and Robertson, they haven't really had great seasons, have they? If we're being honest. So that doesn't really help as well. That's a lot of the creativity gone. So there's quite a few factors. It's not just you can't just pinpoint it on one thing.
Do you think Thiago's come in and unbalanced things, slowed things down?
I think so because they didn't really have that creative guy in. Thiago wants to Thiago wants time on the ball, doesn't he? He wants to, create things, but he wants to also, find a pass and run with the ball. Usually their midfield were just workhorses and they would just get the ball out wide or get it bypass the midfield, wouldn't they? It'd either come in through the width, through the middle, through the wing backs, or just straight through to Mane and Salah and let them do whatever. Now Thiago wants the ball, he wants time on it, he wants to create, he wants to dictate the game, and it kind of throws them off balance. So yeah, it's quite hard to, you can't not play Thiago because he's so good, but usually when he does play, it kind of, it unhinges them a bit. So it's quite an interesting one. They're gonna, Klopp's got some questions not questions, but he really needs to figure out what his best team is, so that next year they can be a bit more balanced.
Fair enough, man. Any words from yourself, Tanya, on Liverpool? Bloody.
I feel like it's all been said, really. I think, look, I know we don't want to keep going on about injuries, but I think it has been an injury crisis for Liverpool. And I say that because when you lose players like Virgil, Van Dijk, Gomez, they were having to play players that they rely on in midfield, like your Henderson and Fabinho, and they're playing them at centre-back, so they're losing that in their midfield. I think injuries have had a big part to play in why they're not performing this season, and I think that's why you are seeing Trent being exposed defensively as well. But I agree with what Patrick was saying. I think they haven't been at it attacking-wise either. I think Firmino, I don't think he's good enough for Liverpool, in my opinion. I think they could do a lot better there. Mane's just been the shadow of the player. And Salah's obviously been top quality. I think he's always been a great player and he's one of the top scorers for them this season. But I don't know. I just think injuries have let them down and I think other teams have got better. And I think, again, it's that whole thing, isn't it? When you don't add in the players that you need after winning a league, you're then asking these same players to kick on again. So I think a lot of it is a bit stale at Liverpool, and I just think they need a bit of a refresh, but nothing too serious. They've still got players to come back from injury. I think they just need probably one or two more players in there to just give them a new lease of life. But I have no doubt they'll challenge next season, 100%, because we forget about the players that are injured. I've literally forgotten that Virgil van Dijk exists until the other night. I saw him, I was like, oh my God, Virgil van Dijk. So, yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see what happens when Virgil comes back. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna keep my eye on this top four race now. Man United is secure now for top four. Just whether we finish second, which looks like that's done and dusted. And then obviously we got the Europa League to look forward to and the Champions League. So a lot of football still yet to be played, or some twists and turns that are probably yet to happen. But yeah, in terms of the Premier League, that's probably it now. I'm not even really going to discuss the Man United game with Leeds. It's 0-0, and Man United is pretty much where we are at the moment. Everybody knows we just got to win the Europa now. That's just what we got to do.
Do you feel confident about Europa then, Sems? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, confidence. So you see, when you was talking earlier about lower your expectations, I was out there. I was on Beaks's and I was on Usman's show, and I said they both. I'm lowering my expectations now because when we've got a board that we have, and we've got a manager that we have, and they're putting faith in that manager, and we got games where Daniel James is playing, and Donny van der Beek can't get minutes, and we've got Fred playing all of the time. I can't stress myself out no more. So it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. That's the way I see it. We're the best team left in the competition, so we've got no excuses. If we don't go and win it, that's on us. That's on the manager. That's on the players. And then we have to take it from there. But if we don't win the Europa League, then put it this way, I don't give us any hope for doing anything going forward in the next few seasons. But if we do win the Europa League, I think that can give us a bit of a boost. Some of these players have never won a trophy. That will give them a lot of confidence. And then now with this new restructure that we've got and Ed Woodward going, maybe we do make some better signings in the summer. Maybe Dortmund don't make top four, which is looking likely. We get Sancho and we can pick up.
Sancho, that's back again, is it? You still believe that will happen, yeah?
It's possible, especially if they don't make top four. So, and then obviously if we can get someone like Kane. But yeah. But yeah, man, I won't say that I'm confident, no, because I'm never confident in cup competitions because anything can happen in a cup competition. And if I'm honest, as much of the shade I throw at Arsenal, I really don't want to face them in any final. Personally, I'd rather face Villarreal. So I'm hoping they don't get to the final, because if we do, I've got a sad and horrible feeling that they will beat us, and that is when
Really?
my Twitter will
Yeah.
lock off and
Yeah.
nobody will hear
And
from
then, no
me.
more,
Yeah.
I'll be deleting myself. Steps will be deleting himself.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
That's
It'll
the
just
end
be
of
Yan. Yan will be chilling. She'll
Yan,
be
you might have to
comfy,
go on our
man.
channel for it.
end of the road for views, boy. 2 years didn't even make it for free, boy. Done and dusted. Yeah, that can't happen. But yeah, man, that's where I'm at with it. But anyway, I just want to thank you all for coming. Appreciate your time. I know it's not always easy on a Sunday, and you're probably recording later as well, isn't it, Tanya?
Oh
Midnight
man,
Vibe.
nah, not tonight, man. I want to do this show, and I'm hibernating for the rest of the week. No socials for a week. I said it. I'm having a break. I can't face the music tonight, man. It's one show. Patrick, I don't know why you're laughing, man. I don't know why you're laughing.
Because I feel your pain. It's so true. But like even earlier, I was throwing shots back in the group chat, and people are like, "Wow, you're actually coming at us." Even after like, I was like,
What the
sorry.
hell?
But thanks for the therapy, though, man. I appreciate it. It's been good.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure finally getting you on as well, man. It's been fun. Let the people know where they can find you, please, Tanya.
Yeah, they can find me on Twitter, Tanya_Leona. You can find me on the Terrace, that Tottenham show, Midnight Vibes. You can also find me on, we'll talk about that later, podcast. We drop new episodes every Wednesday. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to turn up to that this week. We'll see if there'll be an episode from me. But yeah, and I'm here, there, and everywhere, really. But yeah, that's where you can find me. Wicked.
As I said, been a pleasure having you on. Yan, please let them know where they can find you as well.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. My Twitter is @ItchYanCity, and you can find me on YanCity ENT on YouTube and also Sarcasm City. But yeah, I'm here, there, and everywhere as well.
Yeah. One thing I'll say, people, for all those of you that are listening and watching, please go and follow these ladies. They're out here doing their thing, and I'm watching the work that they're putting in. And yeah, just want to say I rate both of you. So it's been a pleasure having you both on my channel. And Pat, let them know where they can find you.
Man. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, same handle, Patrick Tyrant, all spelled the same way, or the right way, shall I say. And unfortunately, I'm going to be on the Coys.com podcast tomorrow. And it was meant to be a celebrating the cup, victory today. So that's going to be a somber affair because those guys, that's member Carl that we had on. And
yeah.
So, oh man, but yeah, I'm still out here, still surviving, still, trying to keep my head high and all that. But
can you not just before you lock off? Are you not able to give Prime some tears?
Man, never that. You
get out of here, Prime. Get out of here.
Yeah, no.
All right. Wicked. Anyway, people, I'm Semps. This is Views TV official. Everyone's a pundit, and these were my pundits, people. Until next week, man, we're out. Thank you for tuning in. Bless.